Calaroga Shark Media. Hello and welcome to Ghost. This episode is titled 8 Maids A-Milking, The Dairy Conspiracy.
In the picturesque, snow-laden village of Winterhaven, the O'Connell dairy farm stood as a beacon of Christmas cheer, known for their 8 Maids A-Milking, a group of young women from around the world. On a crisp Christmas Eve, the 8 Maids A-Milking gathered in the cosy kitchen, each bringing a piece of her heritage to celebrate the festive season. Siobhan strung traditional Irish holly around the room, while Eleni prepared Greek melomacarona cookies, filling the air with sweet aromas. Yumi crafted delicate origami ornaments, adding a touch of Japanese elegance to the Christmas tree. Carmen, with her Puerto Rican roots, set up a small parranda, playing lively music that had everyone tapping their feet. Emily, the American maid, led the group in decorating a large Christmas tree with handmade ornaments and bright lights. Sophie brought a touch of Australian summer with a vibrant pavlova topped with fresh fruits. Asha created a small corner for Diwali-inspired decorations, blending Indian lights and colors into the Christmas theme. Lastly, Nadia shared Russian tales of Grandfather Frost, captivating the group with stories from her homeland. Together, their diverse traditions intertwined, creating a unique and heartwarming celebration of unity and joy at Christmas. In the frosty light of early dawn on Christmas morning, Siobhan O'Reilly, the eldest of the 8 Maids A-Milking, stepped out into the crisp air to begin her daily chores at the O'Connell dairy farm. The world was hushed, blanketed in snow, and the festive decorations from the previous night's celebration added a colourful contrast to the white landscape. As she approached the barn, something felt amiss. The usually welcoming red doors were ajar, creaking softly in the winter breeze. A sense of unease settled over her as she pushed the door open, the sound echoing in the still morning. Inside, the barn was dimly lit by the early rays of sunlight filtering through the wooden slats. Siobhan's eyes slowly adjusted to the dim light, and that's when she saw it, a figure lying motionless on the hay-strewn floor. Her heart skipped a beat as she rushed over, her breath forming clouds in the cold air. Lying there, amidst the hay and the faint scent of pine from their Christmas decorations, was Emily Johnson, her American friend and fellow maid. Siobhan's hands trembled as she reached out, only to recoil in shock. Emily's skin was cold, her eyes closed in an eternal slumber, a serene expression on her face that belied the tragedy of the scene. Tears blurred Siobhan's vision as she backed away, her mind racing. The joy of Christmas had been shattered in an instant, replaced by a deep, mournful silence. She knew she had to alert the others, but her feet felt rooted to the spot, her heart heavy with the crushing weight of loss. As the first rays of Christmas morning sun fully illuminated the barn, they cast a solemn light on a scene of profound sorrow, marking the beginning of a haunting mystery that would forever change the spirit of the O'Connell dairy farm. Following Emily's untimely death at the O'Connell dairy farm, an eerie and unsettling atmosphere enveloped the once cheerful place. Unexplainable phenomena began to occur, especially as Christmas approached each year. Doors would creak open on their own in the dead of night, despite being securely locked. The soft, melancholic hum of a Christmas carol would drift through the empty halls, even though no one was there to sing it. In the barn, tools would inexplicably move from their places, found scattered about in the morning. The most chilling of all were the sightings of a ghostly figure in the moonlit fields. This apparition, believed to be Emily, would be seen wandering near the old barn, often pausing and looking longingly towards the farmhouse, as if waiting for someone or something. Her presence was accompanied by a sudden drop in temperature and a sense of deep sorrow, leaving those who witnessed it with an unshakable feeling of melancholy and unease. Decades later, a group of local teenagers, known for their laid-back lifestyle and love for adventure, decided to explore the old farm. Leading them was Fred, a charismatic yet somewhat goofy teen with a penchant for mystery. They arrived by van with their trusty dog, a lovable and curious mutt, at their side. As they roamed the decrepit farm on the winter solstice, they encountered Emily's ghost. The sight was both terrifying and mesmerizing. Determined to unravel the mystery, the group, guided by Fred's natural leadership, dived into the farm's past and Emily's tragic story. They learned of Emily's secret love, a tale of passion and heartbreak. On the night she died, she had planned to run away with her lover, torn to leave her close friends, the 7 Maids, but fate intervened with tragic consequences. Realizing her spirit was trapped in the realm of the living due to her unfulfilled love and sudden death, Fred decided to perform a ritual to release her spirit. On a cold Christmas Eve, under the starlit sky, the group of teenagers, led by Fred, gathered in the old barn at the O'Connell dairy farm to conduct a ritual to release Emily's restless spirit. The barn, bathed in the ghostly glow of the moon, was filled with an array of candles, casting flickering shadows on the walls. Fred, with a knowing look, set up a small makeshift altar at the center of the barn. He placed upon it a collection of items significant to Emily's life, including photographs, her favorite book, and a locket. Around this altar, the teenagers formed a circle, their faces illuminated by the soft candlelight. In the air hung a peculiar herbal aroma, reminiscent of earthy fragrances often associated with relaxation and spiritual awakening. It created a hazy, almost surreal atmosphere, adding to the mystique of the ritual. Fred, with a seriousness uncharacteristic of his usual demeanor, began to recite an incantation, his voice steady and resonant. As he spoke, the teenagers joined in, their voices merging into a harmonic chant. The barn felt alive with an energy that seemed to resonate with their intentions. The candles flickered more intensely, as if responding to their collective will. The dog, loyal and perceptive, lay quietly at the edge of the circle, its eyes watchful. The ritual reached its peak, and for a moment, everything seemed to stand still, the air thick with anticipation and the aroma that now filled every corner of the barn. Slowly, the ghostly figure of Emily began to materialize in the center of the circle. Her expression, once forlorn, gradually softened, a sense of understanding and peace replacing the sorrow. The ritual, infused with the unspoken herb-like essence, seemed to be working, guiding Emily's spirit towards the release it yearned for. As the final words of the incantation were spoken, a gentle breeze swept through the barn, scattering the ethereal smoke and carrying with it the spirit of Emily, now free from the earthly bonds that held her. The teenagers, including Fred, watched in silent awe, knowing they had just witnessed something extraordinary, a blend of the mystical and the earthly under the canopy of a Christmas Eve sky.
Ghost is a Calaroga Shark media production, written and hosted by Alexander Ian McIntyre, produced by Mark Francis, executive producers Mark Francis and John McDermott. Calaroga Shark Media.